Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to make your first millions? And today we are with Jasmine, and she's the founder of Creatune with number 8. I love that name of this company. And she specializes helping people to create the online courses. So please, Jasmine, can you introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. As said, I'm Jasmine, and my business is called Creatune. We're a done-for-you course creation agency. So we work with experts, authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, and we take the wisdom that's in their brain and put it into online programs so that students can get the results that they're looking for without requiring as much of the expert's time. So that's what we do. Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. So Jasmine, what are the 5 steps to make the first million?
So I think your first step is going to be to refine your expertise and skill. Like, I think you have to master something first before you can monetize it. And I like to think of this as, actually, I didn't coin this term. My husband coined this term, but planting your flag. So like planting your flag for what kind of, what you're known for. And so for me, things really shifted in my business when I just decided I am the course creation expert, and I am a master teacher, and that is my expertise, and that is my skill, and that is the skill that I spent years refining. And then I realized, oh, here's how I'm going to monetize it. So step 1, master your expertise or skill, plant your flag. Step 2 is monetize that expertise or skill using an offer that gives you the opportunity to reach that first set of goals. I think that it's really easy to make it to 100K with the right offer. Like really
Absolutely.
Easy. It's all about, but finding that right offer is oftentimes the challenge, right? So making sure that the offer fits the right person, that you're attracting the right person, making sure that you're attracting the right person who that offer fits for. So that's step 2, right? Step 3, once you've got an offer that's working, now you have to leverage your time. So can happen in many ways. But I think one way is to hire a team. So like we have a team, right? I leverage my time by having a team that does a lot of the delivery for me. I could, if I wanted to, hire a sales team to leverage my time in that way. But it's all about just getting time back in whatever way you can. You can also leverage your time by doing an online course, by doing an online program, right? That creates more time in your schedule. Yep. So we've got step 1, master your expertise. Step 2, monetize it with a really juicy offer. Step 3, get leverage on your time. Step 4 is going to be to create efficiencies with process. So I think we don't really need a process until we have enough people that now it makes sense to have a process. Many times people think process first, but sometimes you don't even know what you need a process for until you've had enough reps of doing something. So I think 4 is creating efficiencies with process. And then finally, shifting your model. Because once you get to this place where you know your expertise, you have an offer that you've monetized, you've leveraged your time with either team or training, you've created efficiencies with your process. Now it's like, okay, what's the next level? And I find a lot of times to hit that next level, you need to shift the model in which you're offering that expertise to others. There's my 5 steps. What do you think?
Outstanding. I love them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about what happened? Why did you decide to become an entrepreneur, and why did you come up with this business idea, which I love, by the way? Yeah, I love
Thank
the
you.
courses and everything. We actually do online courses for our employees to train them. So
yes,
so
absolutely.
Save the time. So it's not only out there, even from your own company internally. We do some training for our employees, so like this, we don't need to repeat the same thing again and again.
That's it. Yeah. So I I have a teaching background. I taught in the lowest performing school in the United States,
Which
which
subject,
was
math?
I taught kindergarten and first grade. So
Oh,
I taught
wow.
all of the subjects. I
Wow.
taught kids how to read, how to add, how to write their name, how to behave in school, like
Oh my
all of
God.
those things.
So tough
Yes.
to get the attention when they're so little, right?
Yes, it's
Huh?
you have to have a lot of energy, and you also have to know how to make learning simple and fun.
Tell me about it.
And
Tell me about it. Yeah.
yes. And so when I got into the online space, I kind of stumbled my way through some things until I realized that there's a lot of experts in the world who know what they know, but they don't know how to teach what they know.
It's completely different,
Mhm.
board
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Yes.
We own a book publishing company. My girlfriend owns a book
Hmm.
publishing company, and we see it every day. They can be
Hmm.
really successful, multimillionaire, you name it. But one thing is what they know. Completely different thing is to put them in a book format. They can actually, but let's face it. Let's face it. The people like Donald Trump or they don't write the books. People think they do. No way. They hire an expert that do this in right. And if they for sure they want to do an online course, they will hire an expert like you to do it. These
Hmm.
people
Yeah.
don't. I mean, it doesn't make sense because the knowledge that you have in your head to put it in a format that people can the student can digest is completely different book game. A lot of element goes into this. I know this because when I was studying university, um, they said that we had to do internship and we had to go and teach. So I think I was like 23, 20, no, 20, 22, and I have to teach uh, chemistry to 15 years old. And oh my God, and I thought that this is easy. I know the topic, gonna get there, I'm gonna teach those kids, and is everything gonna be fine? Everything gonna be fine. It was a nightmare. They were not paying attention until I realized I had to do a lot of tricks and I used to do a lot of experiments, with them with chemistry and this they were paying attention in that bit. So then because they were paying attention, we're teaching them the rest. Then they get bored again. Then I have to do another experiment. I mean, it was crazy. Today, we do workshops internationally and we work a lot in accelerated learning to keep the audience, even it's 1,000 people, 2,000 people, to keep everybody engaging. And our workshops is 2 full days. So from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. and people would say before go to a workshop, they say, wow, Harry, this is too long. People gonna fall asleep. And then they go to a workshop, they don't even want to go and eat. I said, go and eat for 15 minutes, come back. And they say, no, we're staying here until and this is 11, and they don't even want to go and push them out of, and they're coming back. They want to stay more, right? And I think that this just had to be with the methodology that we use. Sometimes, I mean, you've been a teacher, and sometimes they say, well, why the student don't perform? Is the student fault or is the teacher fault? So actually, it's not my opinion is not the fault, not either of the teacher or the student. It's the method. What is the problem? Because
Hmm.
if you don't use the right method, you're not gonna have a high performance, and that's the end of it. So sometimes it's not because the teacher sometimes have to follow a procedure or whatever the institution that they're working for um, tell them to do. So they have to follow like this. Then the student doesn't perform. It's the method, right? And it's sad. I'm telling you because I did the talk in a meeting in a house of laws one regarding this accelerated learning and so on for the students, and then people give you a clap, but then nobody does anything about it. Yeah.
Hmm.
And,
Hmm.
I think that the education system that we have is mainly auditory, right? So the students they can list auditory, visual, and kinesthetic mainly. There are more, but these are the main three, right? And I'm a visual, so I have a serious problem in the school and even in university. All my life as a student, because the education system is mainly auditory. Basically, the teachers speak and you listen, right? So my girlfriend, she speaks 5 languages. She's auditory, so of course she's the top of the class in everywhere. My brother also. My brother speaks 5 languages, so he has 100 max. My girlfriend also, because they are auditory. They speak 5 languages. It's easy for them to learn in the education system. But for me, it was terrible because I'm visual, so I need to see a lot of images, a lot of things in order for me to learn. And I realized something happened when I was studying. There was geometric in the space. It was that topic. And this is the only topic that I took the maximum, and the rest of the class totally failed. And nobody
Mhm.
knew what was going on, not even me. Now, after the years pass, and I study deeply this, I realized that wow, I just learned in a different way. And I think, Jasmine, with the online courses, the same thing, right? At the end of the day, the people that work with you, you want everybody to learn, not only the auditory, not only the visual, not only the kinesthetic. So the course has to be done in a way that helps everyone to understand. Makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we see this in the online courses a lot out there, right? That some people said, I like the online course, and some people said, no, it's boring. And what happened is that, in order to do these courses, you have to do it like, catering everything. I think that for the kinesthetic, Jasmine, is something that the language that you use, right? Like, this is how you feel. You have to use words like that, and to do pictures and things like this. So, in your opinion, what share with us what it makes, or what are the 5 things that make an online course attractive for all audiences, so everybody engage and they also can learn and get the most out of the course, because after they pay, they they uh, they need to get the most out of the course. So share with us what are these key things that every online course needs to have.
Sure. So the first thing,
Right.
right, after they pay is an onboarding experience.
I like it.
Oftentimes
I love it.
when
Very.
so when we do our one-on-one services, we do this onboarding call, and we will often have, a form that they fill out, and we will set our intentions for working together. And there's this agreed upon terms and goals. And what I find in online programs is people will do a welcome video, and they will receive an email that says, hey, log into the program here. But there's some simple tweaks you can make to onboarding that increases the likelihood that they're going to log in and get started and get into momentum. So the first thing is on your thank you page. So when someone buys, they go directly to a thank you page. Have the welcome video and the next steps on the thank you page. So don't make them actually log in to figure out what to do next. Literally put the video and the steps on the thank you page, so it's easy for them to take those first actions. That's number one, is just providing a really great onboarding experience. Another trick, or I guess tip, that you can take there is, after they watch the welcome video, have them complete some kind of welcome survey so that you understand exactly who's buying your program, what they're expecting to get out of it, and have them do a little self-reflection to set their own intention so that they know what success looks like to them. They're probably coming into this with goals, but they might not have written it down anywhere. So give them the option, give them the chance to really set that intention themselves, and then tell you what their intention is using that welcome survey. So that's thing one, okay? Onboarding. Thing two is creating really specific, tangible action steps that they can take the entire way through the course. You have to give your students the definition of what done looks like. When can they know they're complete and can move on to the next thing? So always, when we're talking about action steps, it's not something like, if we're talking about a podcasting course, buy your podcasting equipment. It's use this checklist and the links provided to buy your podcasting equipment. and then set it up using the specified settings in this resource. So it's very, very specific. They know what done looks like. I've bought the stuff, I've set it up, and it looks like the pictures that I've been given in this resource, right? So really being specific, tangible with those actionable steps. That's thing 2. You with me so far?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
okay. Okay, cool.
Especially, I love the onboarding. I'll tell you because you want to enroll the person into the course, right? You want to get it excited, and you want to let them know that you actually care, right? Regardless of the fine. And we see a lot of it in the internet that people take this lightly, and then guess what? Well, you convert way less. It might take you maybe a little bit more work, but if you put some intention in the onboarding, guarantee you're gonna sell more. Guarantee. Yeah. And then I love about how Don's like this term that you share with us, because is some, especially if you're talking about podcasts or anything like courses. So people are buying the course because they're not technical and they want to learn. But if you said, okay, you just need to buy a microphone X, Y, Z, and the headphone X, Y, Z, and you will be fine. Or you can find it in Amazon. Some people maybe don't know what even Amazon is. So you have to be aware 360 degrees that you have to, exactly like you said, tangible steps, how don't like, and where exactly are the resources. Because guess what? If your people, if the people buying have this amazing experience out of your course, guess what's going to happen? They're going to buy more course from you. Do you think?
Yep, it's true.
Okay, keep going because I'm loving it.
Okay.
So number 2. So what happened in number 3?
So number 3 is not just teaching to get across information or even motivation, but teaching in a way that's persuasive. So we want to encourage people to not just listen to the videos, watch the videos, or listen to the audios. We want to encourage them to actually take those actions. Now, when you make the actions easy and specific, it's easier for them to do. And when you include persuasive language, they feel this internal motivation to actually follow through on what it is you're telling them to do. So now it's like, okay, onboarding went well. I know exactly what I want to do. And because of the words that this expert is using, I'm actually motivated and inspired to do it. We personally use neurolinguistic programming inside of all of the programs that we create, which is essentially like the easiest way to explain it is it's hypnotic language that speaks to the unconscious mind, so that when a student is listening to the lesson, they're getting more and more inspired and motivated. So when we give them the action at the end of the lesson, they're going to actually go do it. Right?
Brilliant.
So that's thing 3 is
so basically we have to touch, move, and inspire them. Yeah.
Yes.
And these because like I said, is at the end of the day, you want that the course is helpful for them. You want actually, you just don't want to sell it to make some money. This is not the point.
Yes.
You want that they invest some money, but they actually learn and they have a great experience of the product they bought from you. So like this, they can buy again, or they can recommend your friends, or this is actually, you have a business. I think that, you were talking about sales team. Well, you can have a sales team, but if your product is not good, you're not going to have referral. You will be able to sell one time. But the product is amazing, it will sell again and again. People will recommend the friends. I would like to add in this touch, move, and inspire, right? Which is, you call it a persuasive language. What we were talking about, again, use this persuasion with images, with sound, with catering the 3 people way of learning. Sometimes we have been forced to learn this, because sometimes we have 2,000 people in the audience and we want all of them to buy. So we need all of them paying attention. So we have to learn very quickly all this persuasion and the visual and the kinesthetic and everything, because we want, because let's face it, when you bought something that you didn't understand, So if you want to, you need them paying attention 100% to the course so they actually can learn. And if we don't use this persuasive language, they're gonna miss some part. And then if they miss some parts, they're not gonna understand the full thing, and then they're gonna have a bad experience. So it's our responsibility to make sure that we touch, move, and inspire them through the whole content. Yeah. So like this, they can learn 100%. So I agree.
Yep.
What's the next one?
So the next one is teaching them how to activate the support and implementation that may be included in your offer. So many times people have higher ticket group coaching programs, let's say. Well, if you have a group coaching element of your training program, ideally, there's certain milestones in the program, certain exercises in the program that they would bring to the group coaching call to get feedback and support. So again, it's like, how do you integrate this training curriculum and content with the implementation support provided, whether that's just group coaching calls, one-on-one support. It could be, done for you services. Many people add done for you service offerings to the program itself. Like, let's say, for instance, we go back to the podcasting program idea. You teach people how to launch podcasts. Well, perhaps there's the done for you element of all of the creative assets that go with the podcast. So the intro, the outro, and the thumbnail. At what point in the program do they activate that support that they received? What do they have to send you in order to activate that support? So all of those systems and processes are important to have in place, but really more than anything, it's teaching them at what point should they activate that? At what point are they ready to tap this piece of the offer that they otherwise might not?
So
I
basically,
think that
they need to have clarity, Jasmine, how the support works, right?
Yes, exactly. And then my final piece here is ascension. So you want to, you've touched on this a little bit. You want to ascend them into the next offer that you have. It could be a cross sell, it could be an upsell, it could be a wait list, it could be an affiliate. Like, there are so many different revenue streams you can have. How can you authentically introduce them to these different revenue streams inside of this paid container in a way that inspires them to say yes if it's a good fit for them? So I think a lot of people think, oh, this is my one product, and then at the end, I'm going to give them a survey and I'm going to ask them for a testimonial, or then I'm going to hit them with sales for my next product. When really, when you do these organic, authentic mentions to other programs, it gets people excited about what they're going to buy next, right? Because that next problem is going to be uncovered. So I think that, that's a really important element, which is when you think about selling and marketing the program first, like, you sell and market them, you market and sell to them to get them in the door. Once they're in the door, you're marketing and selling to them to take the action inside of the product and then ascend into the next product or program. So think 5 would be just considering your ascension on the front end. Most people don't think about it until afterward, but then the product's built and you really don't want to go back and futz with anything. So you got to kind of reverse engineer that from the very beginning.
Yeah, I agree. So structure the program into a way that is a progressive learning, right? Because sometimes some of the students, I think that we have our workshop speakers and leaders, and then we have the speakers and leaders advanced, and then we have the one-to-one. So obviously, we to the workshop speakers and leaders, a lot of people come, but then only few of them want to do the advanced, which is more tailored, less people, and sometimes. And after some of the people do the one-to-one, some of them even fly from the country to spend a day with me, right? So now let's talk about the online courses, because I don't think that that people are aware that, I mean, if you talk about online courses, people are gonna say, oh, there are already too many online courses. What's the point to do one more online course? And I don't think that people are realizing that this is a growing industry, and more and more and more we'll be learning online a lot of things. That this is COVID, I think, was just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg. but
Mhm.
this is a way that also people are even looking for more immersive solution of learning. I don't
Mhm.
know if you heard about the theory of the metaverse and everything. You will see the online courses will be in 3D and will be more interactive, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So we had to mainly because what we were talking before, we have a huge frustration with the education system because and this is not only United Kingdom, we have in US, we have Singapore, we travel all the world, we see the same thing, that 30% of the students get to the top, 30% is in the middle, and 30% fail. And has been like that all the time, and I don't think that there is no any intention to make progress in our traditional education system, because I think that the government, they need people to sweep the floors and to do all the jobs also. No, they don't need everybody to be an engineer or professional, because otherwise society won't function. So they don't want any
Mhm.
interest whatsoever that 100% of the people learn. I think that we think that this is, people should be able to, everybody should be able to get the knowledge equally in the way that they learn the best, and then they can compete then who's the best, but not in a biased way that we distribute in the lessons all over the world. So, on the other hand, us as online courses creator and online courses provider, we have different interests, Jasmine. We want everybody to learn. So we're using, like you said, NLP, accelerated learning, experiential learning. We talk a lot about an experiential learning, so people can have an experience what they're learning. And again, like you said, you can get touched, moved, and inspired to take action. So all these techniques are or technologies are out there. Very little people talk about this. Only the people that talk about this is only you, me, and few more people that want everybody to learn. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
When you want
Mhm.
the whole classroom to learn, when you want to every single one to learn, and you really care,
Mhm.
so then you have to study a lot. You need to put an LP, you need to put persuasion, because you have to put everything that is up there to make
Mhm.
sure that it doesn't matter what the way of learning this person have, to make sure that when they buy the course, they actually take action and they have a great experience. So they get good value for the money, so they can buy more courses, refer your friends, and maybe decide to do their own online courses themselves. I love the online courses, and my girlfriend is a big fan. She's a book publisher and an international speaker. She travels the world with me, and she's a big fan of online courses. She she likes a lot to create courses and to talk about courses and things like this. But I think that for uh, knowledge nowadays is so specific, and you can learn about anything out there, that the market, just mean, in my opinion, is huge for online learning, and it's a growing, it's an industry that, I mean, you can check the data. You can
Mhm.
change the data out there. You will see it's a growing market, because not only people want to learn online, like I said, companies are using it to teach their employees to do an online courses. Before, I remember that people had to fly from United States to United Kingdom
Mhm.
to do training and to learn this. We do corporate training
Mhm.
all over the world, and sometimes it's not the case that we have to fly, and sometimes we provide the training online. That makes sense. So more and more companies are looking for online courses and online trainings, and create their own online courses to to get the people to learn, because actually now people are used to, people are and I know that because we do a lot of live events, and
Mhm.
all over the world. So we used to do it before COVID a lot in Dubai, Singapore, United Kingdom and Mexico, Peru, thousands of people. So we know how much the marketing cost. And after COVID, when we're doing the events, it's costing us 5 times more getting the people to sit in the live events. And the reason is only one, that is getting harder to get the people out of the house because they are learning
Yeah.
online. They don't want to get out of their house and go to an event to see Harry live. What's the point if I can learn it online? Make sense? So is so they obviously some people it's like a concert. Some people prefer to watch on the TV. Some people prefer to go there, but it's not like before. And it would be hard for me to believe that we will go back like before, because the behavior of the people changed. Now everybody knows what is Zoom. Now everybody will know what is an online course. Before you ask people what is Zoom and what is online course, some people would think that you're speaking in Chinese with them, you know. But now the worldwide, the whole behavior change, and for you girls that I'm passionate about the online courses, online teaching, my girlfriend, like I said, she's a big fan of this thing. And she loves to create courses and to do online courses and to teach online. Yeah, I'm more a stage guy. I'm more a people person. I need to see people, how to have people. However, I enjoy this podcast a lot, I have to say, and I'm meeting amazing people. And so we are heading to an era that more and more online courses will be part of our life. So what message do you have, Jasmine, for people out there that say, well, there are too many online courses there. What's the point to do online courses? Online courses, it doesn't work. Or so what's the message that you have for these people that say this?
Yeah, I mean, factually, you're right. You can just look at the data and you can see the industry
I
is
know how much
still
it costing me, so I
growing.
can tell you right now.
So the industry is still growing. I will also say that people have this idea of what a course is. Like when you say course, they think self-paced program, which means someone buys it and that's it. And the truth is, it really is just a form of education. Online learning. So
Absolutely.
self-paced program is just a form of online education. There's also group programs, which are a form of education. Masterminds are a form of education. Live events are a form of education. So they're all under this. These are all under this umbrella of education. And having a course, right, just packages it into an asset that you can then leverage and repurpose as lead magnets for your one-on-one clients, for your team. Like it's this asset that you can multi-purpose for many different purposes inside of your business. And a lot of times people just think course, that means that I sell it on Facebook ads and people buy it and I never talk to them again and they get the result. And it can be like that, but it's not always like that. So just in the way that services are never going away because people are always going to have problems that will be solved by someone else doing the work. Courses are never going away because people will always have problems that can be solved by education. And there's certain offers that hit more than others in that world of online education because the market shifts and trends happen. However, like the idea of having an asset that teaches someone how to solve a problem in their life can be repurposed in so many ways that you can continue to make money from it. It's just a matter of how might shift a little bit over time. More like the offer shifts than the content has to shift a whole lot typically. So yeah, I don't think they're going anywhere because people are always going to have problems that can be solved by education.
And also, I think that, there is the market has expanded also.
Yeah.
Because, for example, I remember before COVID, right? To go to see Harry, you need to book the whole weekend. Okay, so it was Saturday and Sunday. You need to go to the Hilton Hotel. Harry will start at 9 a.m. It's gonna finish 11 p.m. You have to come back home. And then
Mm-hmm.
next day you have to be there 9 a.m., going back to a Hilton until 11 p.m. And yes, that's work for some people, for entrepreneurs, or people that they run their own company that definitely don't have to wake up early on Monday, and they can stay there, they can do the course, they can network, yeah. But I don't know. I think that a mom with kids, they could never attend my courses. But now they have an option if it's an online course, because they can
Mm-hmm.
watch in their own time. They can look after the kids and come back. And some people prefer rather than go take the metro. I mean, I'm talking about London, take the metro,
Yeah.
go there and spend the whole weekend. Some people prefer just to switch on the computer and stay at home, have the tea, sit comfortable, learn in their own pace, look after the kids, look after whatever problem, continue the learning. So this market was not served by anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And these people also have the right to learn. They also have problems that need to be solved. So I think that
Mm-hmm.
the market did expand more because there were people that they were needed learning, and before, if you don't go to an event, there was no way to learn about specific things. And now, especially after COVID, the whole online. However, like before, I knew a lot of online courses even before COVID, and there were a lot of
Mm-hmm.
providing them.
Yeah.
But now it's
Yep.
just so popular. Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
So,
Mhm.
so Yasmin, as a founder, yeah, as a women founder, what are the biggest challenges that you find in your business, and how you overcome those challenges?
I think some of the biggest challenges are just related to what happens between your ears.
Mhm.
Like really everything, I mean, it's
Inside
so
your head.
basic and boring, but everything comes down to the mindset and how you're looking at things. Right now, we're in what Tony Robbins would call winter in terms of the market cycle. And he would say it's time to be a gladiator, right?
Mhm.
And how you show up as a gladiator will determine what happens in your business moving forward. But to show up as a gladiator is challenging
Mhm.
sometimes. It takes a lot of grit, a lot of perseverance, a lot of determination. So I think really some of the bigger mindset challenges that I've gone through, I definitely had a lot of imposter syndrome when I was, I don't know, 2020, when I first kind of pivoted into what I do now. And I just my greatest way to overcome that was to ground into the one specialized expertise and skill that I do have, and being able to lean on my trust in that knowledge and expertise. Which is why, step one of my 5 steps to making $1 million business is mastering your expertise or your skill. I think a lot of people just try to go straight into, I'm going to teach this thing, but you can't teach whatever you want to teach unless you've really truly mastered it yourself and taught some people one-on-one and helped them get the result first before you go into teaching group or, um, you know, crowds of people how to do that thing. So again, like to come back to this imposter syndrome idea, I overcame that by just really settling into, hey, I don't know everything. I don't have to know everything, but I can add value to this room in this one specific area. And
Mhm.
I trust my expertise there. So that, imposter syndrome was a big one. And then I'd say another really big mindset struggle I had in the beginning is just like dealing with uncertainty and overcoming the idea of the risk associated with entrepreneurship. And I think the biggest reframe on that is just to ground into faith, right? Like you can make decisions based on fear or faith, and what's going to happen is going to happen, and what will
Yeah.
come, and we'll handle it when it does. And all I can do right now is just settle into the faith that it's going to work out and do my part, right? As long as I know at the end of the day that I've done my part and I've put in the inputs, all I can do is to trust God to take care of the outputs. So yeah, I mean, those are two biggies for me, and there's been more, but in terms of those biggest obstacles, it's always what's going on up here, and just finding the reframe that consistently works for me in those moments of
I
doubt.
want to acknowledge you to say thank you for being vulnerable and share this with us because it's sometimes it's crazy how our mind works, right? Like
Sure.
look at you, you have imposter syndrome, and how come if you have been teaching kids, which is the most difficult thing in the world,
But
this
when
is
you
the
teach
most
kids,
difficult thing. So if you have done the most difficult thing, this that you're doing now is way easy,
yeah,
but still the head, it is
it's
important. So where is it
it's
coming
true.
from? We don't know. And
Mm,
but I also acknowledge that you work on yourself and you say, okay, hey, I own I take courage to do that, yeah, because sometimes the head
mhm.
goes
Yeah,
and it's crazy. It
it's true.
doesn't make sense. I'm already listening to this. I'm gonna say, how come? How
Mhm,
come?
mhm,
Because I've been I taught in the school, so I'm telling you for first person, and it's and I teach thousands of people. We're reaching
mhm,
over 1 million online through COVID, and I teach them how to overcome the fear of public speaking and leadership courses. And this. So I know how the skill set that you need to teach the young kids and to make them engage is way more that we are actually doing now. What you're doing now is actually easy. So,
mhm.
but again, I don't, somehow something happened in your head and come out of the sky, and this syndrome. Then you need to fight with this yourself, and to let that go and to work on yourself. So I acknowledge you, number one, to work on yourself and to let that go. Yeah, and let me tell you, every single entrepreneur that I know, they all have this. Just
Oh, 100%.
yeah, you need to
Yeah.
know it's only me. No way.
Yeah,
I
no,
have
it's
it.
everybody.
Everybody have it, and
Yeah.
whoever is not telling you this, he never been in business. You know.
Mhm, mhm,
So this is because as an entrepreneur, like you said, we had to deal with a lot of challenge, and sometimes you're running a big company. Sometimes I'm running my property company. We managed to sell over 5 million, and sometimes we were thinking, oh my God, if these employees knew that they are all better than me in everything, that's what I was thinking. I said, how is it possible? They are all better than me in everything.
mhm,
They are better than me
mhm,
in sales, they're better than me in accounting. That was the truth. The people that was
mhm,
working with me, all of them, to the point that I was not needed more in the office anymore. Though I used to go there and they said, Harry, go home. We don't need you. I said, what do
mhm,
you need me? Do you need paper in the photocopy? They would say, no, no, go home. That's fine. Don't come here. The company runs
mhm,
amazing without you. I'm like, but they were brilliant, right? And then you
mhm,
can add like, how come I not needed anymore in my own
mhm,
company? Even your head.
mhm,
It's the dream of the entrepreneur that you don't need to do absolutely
mhm.
nothing, and even your head is, yeah,
Yeah.
is confronting, and I was so anxious about this that I opened a restaurant and I lost 200,000 pounds. Because
Yeah.
I was not needed in my own company, so I went to do something else and I make a huge mistake. But that's a story for the other day. But so this is how our head works as an entrepreneur. We have to work on ourselves to get our mindset right,
Mhm,
and if we have to show as a gladiator, we have to prepare
mhm.
mentally to show up like this, and this is what we have to
Yep.
do in the
Yep.
entrepreneur, work on our brain, in our mental health,
Mhm.
and be the best. I think, Jasmine, that you're brilliant. Yeah, I honestly
Thank you.
believe that. Yeah, I think that the steps that you share with us today, the million one, but also the online courses that were on point. And I
Thank you.
wish that lots of people were with you and you can help them to do the online course, because definitely you can help them in the delivery. And the way that you share the online courses with the support, I like this a lot, right? Because it make the whole experience for the client, for the customer, it will make a great experience in the way that you describe it. And
Mhm,
um, and if we have a great customer experience, only good things will happen to the people that buy these
mhm,
online courses. And
mhm,
there are a lot of online courses there, yes. There are good online courses there. Well, we have to have a look. Yeah. We have different prices. You can find for 27, you can find for 2,000, you can find for 10,000. But apart from the pricing and things like that, the way that we deliver these online courses and the way that we make the people that buy to have a great experience. And I think that if we can, the reason why we were very successful doing our workshops is because we were delivering a great experience for them in the live event. That's why they were coming again and again to learn from us. But if we can translate, and I think there's still a lot of work to do for, you are in the right path, yeah, to create this amazing experience where people will learning online. Number one, if we can create amazing experience with people learning online, more people will learn online. Yeah, the reason is that now people go online course is so boring and people switch off and they don't want to know anything more about online courses again. But if they can engage a right online course with the right structure, with the right support, with all those points that you enhance today, could be a completely different ball game, a great experience for the person who's buying the course, and they actually will learn and they will buy more, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
right. So any last word for women entrepreneurs out there that they feel that they are overwhelmed, that they feel that things are not working, that am I good enough to run this business? Who am I to run this business? I'm wearing all the hats. I'm stuck. So what message do you have for women entrepreneurs out there that they feel that they are trapped in the business?
Yeah. I think that in moments like that, it's very easy to look at what's missing and you have to look at how far you've come instead. So, this is a concept, the gap in the gain. There's a whole book on it, but to sum it up for you, where you focus determines what you'll get. And I know it's challenging when it feels like everything is going wrong, but in those moments, that's when you need to focus on what is working out and how far you've come rather than what's not working out and how far you want to go. And in the focusing on where you've been, how far you've come, and what's going well, that will give you the energy and manifest more of the things that you want to see happen in your life actually become reality. So, yeah, that's what I would say to all the women out there and myself too.
Okay, Jasmine. So if people are listening to this podcast and they're very inspired and they think, oh my God, she's amazing. And I think if I work with her, she will help me to make my courses on my online courses amazing. And I can sell them, make a lot of money. So how they can find you, how they can work with you, how the process work. Tell us.
So our website is creation.co, and that is with an 8. So it's CRE8TION.co.
I love
And the 8 is both the number for abundance and it's an infinity symbol.
Yes.
And so for us, it's all about doing something once that's an asset that creates returns over and over and over again. And so you can find us online. You can also find me on Instagram. I am starting a YouTube channel later this month in August of 2024 when we're recording this. So you can find us on YouTube soon as well. And yeah, I'm here to help. I'm happy to support.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. I think that what you shared with us today has been amazing. And we are a big supporter of online courses. My girlfriend will adore you because she loves the whole thing about online courses and everything. She's a big fan. And I also have done my few online courses, not that many, but I have some. My girlfriend had forced me into this, yes. But I did some online courses. We have recorded in our platforms, and I think I'm inspired to do more online courses after this broadcast. So thank you so much, Jasmine, and for every single one of you listening the podcast. Remember that we have different people that learn in different ways, and more and more the online courses will be not only for coaches, speakers, and entrepreneurs and mentors. Will be there for employees, for company. We use the courses in our own company internally to train our staff. So it's gonna become part of the daily life, in terms of training your teams, training your people in your company, um, and like Jasmine shared with us today, problems are gonna keep happening, and people will need to learn how to solve those problems, and they need to consume um, uh, the problem. And the good thing about online also is that it's fast. You want to learn something, you just get it straight away. You don't need to wait until the workshop happen and X, Y, and Z. So for people that have some limitation, also traveling. Before, I remember people need to travel, take the ticket to go to see Harry's workshop. Now you save your money for the plane and so on, right? So a lot of benefits. So thank you so much. And for you listening to the podcast, see you in our next episode. How brave entrepreneur like Jasmine break that wall and made the first million. Bye for now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.